Make sure I got everything up and running here. Hold on. There we go. All right, so we're going to talk about how to trade today's volatile markets. Today, you guys are for a really good treat because today was a very active day of trading. I want to show you a couple of stocks. I'm going to show you why we trade them. I want to show you how they go up and go down. You know, trading is a 90% failure rate. Everybody loses money in the market. And it's like, why would you get into this business? You know, like, I mean, here you are like listening in and saying, okay, what could Fausto and Cybertrade University teach me different than anyone else? Well, we're going to tell you because we've been doing this for 30 years. We're probably the highest, most endorsed educational school in the industry with some of the biggest brokerage firms and the exchanges. We got a great reviews on Google and Better Business Bureau. And that really what probably you want to know, why is that? Okay, because let me show you a couple of things right here before we get started. I want to show you a couple of stocks that we traded. Now, look at this pretty carefully. Look at this stock, SHPH. Here's a stock that started this morning. We're from $1.50 all the way up to $2.40. The stock's up 125%. TLTR, okay? This stock was not only a good day trade, but a swing trade. Stock went from 7 all the way to 13 this morning. It popped from almost $12 up to $13.70. I'll continue to go on. DNA, cheap little stock, moved up pretty much about 9%. But Ocean, stock up 93% of $5. Stock went from 6 to almost 12. SHPH, look at these stocks, $1.20 to almost $2.30, up 135%. One last one, HTCH. These are all the stocks that we trade this morning. Stock is up about 110% today. It started exactly at the morning at 9:30 and it ran to 325. You're done in less than an hour. And you're probably all thinking about, where did you find these stocks? Why did they go up? Who's running up? That is what we're going to teach you, because how do I know that? Well, that's where we're going to get into the fun part of it. But before we get into it, just really quick, just a quick little risk disclosure. This is strictly going to be educational. I'm not going to make any guarantees or promises or warranties. It varies from student to student. So please be smart when you make your trading in today's volatile markets. Now, what we're going to learn is this. I'm going to show you how to follow the market. All right. I'm going to show you exactly what drives these things up or going down. Now, what's going to be really disturbing is this. And I have a question for everyone before I continue. Have any of you ever been trained before? And what I mean by that, have you taken classes from somebody? Have you took paid courses? Just out of curiosity, just give me a yes or no in the training room. Quick yes or no. Adrian, you have. Adam, you have. Natish, you have. Okay. Stanley, you have. Okay. All right. Now, let me just explain something to you. A couple of things before we move forward. What you're about to learn is going to be very disturbing. And I'll tell you why. Some of you are going to realize that you wasted your money. Some of you are going to realize that, wow, I wish I found you earlier. Because what you're going to see is going to make so much sense. And it's not going to be complicated. I'm probably going to teach you more in this next 15, 20 minutes than you would probably spent thousands of dollars in training. Trust me, that's what I heard. And I know sometimes some of you are not going to come to realize that, but you're going to see why. Now, how do I know that? Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself, okay? But before I do that, let me just tell you what the goal is going to be today. After we're done with our webinar, I want everybody, I'm going to invite every single one of you, invite you in my trading room. Now, everything we're going to talk about, we practice what we preach. And you're probably going to say, okay, this looks great. How do I learn more? Well, all you need to do is take your phone, scan that barcode, and we'll get you in the trading room. All right. Now, you can wait till now, you can wait till later, but I think everyone here is going to want to do that because what you're about to see is going to really make you fall off the chair. And I always get excited about teaching these because you just kind of realize how little you know and how simple trading is. Believe me, the hardest thing to teach is not the training part of it. It's more of the discipline and more of the psychology part, the greed. That's really what kills people. But let me tell you a little bit about myself. Why am I listening to Fausto? What makes Cybertrade University different than anyone else? Okay. Now, I'm not here to knock any other companies, but let me just tell you, everyone here needs to learn from more than one person. Okay. How I became a very good trader. Well, let me tell you a little about myself. Okay. I've been doing this for over 30 years. I started the first educational school in the industry today. Well, maybe the top three, okay? Now there are hundreds of them all over the place. Everyone now is a guru, okay? And believe it or not, some of them good, some of them bad, some of my students, believe it or not, and hopefully you maybe be one of them. Now, I founded the company back in 1995. I started one of the first original trading rooms in the industry. And how did I learn how to do this? Well, I was a Wall Street trader, okay? I was a market maker. The picture you see on the left, there was a big Forbes article about a bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street. Look at that beautiful 15-inch monitor. Anyone remember that? Well, we used to make money on that little stinky little monitor. Now people can't make money on 6, all right? Well, this is what we used to do. It's funny, look at the date right here. It says right here, September 16th, 1998. That's how long back we go back. I'm also a regular guest at NASDAQ. Actually, I'm going to be on NASDAQ on Thursday. NASDAQ actually has me as an expert to come in there to teach you what I'm about to show you today. All right. Now, I've been doing this over the years. I've done competitions. I, met some of the biggest people in the industry. I love teaching people like you because let me tell you what I hate. I hate seeing people lose money, and there's no reason for it. And the only reason for it is because of ignorance. So hopefully after today, everyone's going to realize why you're going to continue it. Now, please take into consideration, I'm just going to be very compliant. Trading's not for everybody. You could actually do more harm than good to yourself. All right. And I don't want all of you to go out there and realize it. But listen, everyone here should try trading. Okay. But you got to know how to take it in baby steps. You can't be desperate. You can't go out there and think this is craps or the casino and going all in and think you're going to, and get comp. It doesn't work that way. This is not a sprint. It's a marathon, and you're looking to do it for a long time. So now that you know a little bit about myself, I want to get to know a little bit about you. Can everyone just tell me, how long have you been trading for seriously? Not like been doing this for the past 20 years, whatever. When did you say, you know what, I want to do this? I want to really do this now. Pisana, you've been doing it, say what, 3 years or 3 months? 3 to 5, Joan? Okay, 18 months, Adam? Years. Okay, 3 years. Okay, good. What about you, Donna, Donald, Alex, Adam? Guys, don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Listen, don't let me be the bad guy and pick on you because you need to talk. If you don't talk, you're not really ready to trade. You can't sit there hiding behind your computer and think no one sees you, okay? You got to trade with a team, and that's how you become very successful. There you go. Thanks a lot. Don, 10 years, 3 years. Okay. Now, this is my next most important question. Are you making money? Are you breaking even? Are you underwater? Are you making a weekly pay? How are you guys doing? How are you doing in trading? And be honest with yourself. Listen, if you're an alcoholic, you got to admit it, right? If you can't admit it, you're never going to learn. Breaking even, okay. Losing money, profitable, having good and bad, Joan, okay. Making money but want to make more. Alex, you're losing. Okay. You're up, losing money, just trading dividends. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about my style of trading and what I basically do. Okay. So I'm actually a stock trader. Now, if anyone here is doing options and futures and Forex, let me tell you a little history how this thing works. If you're not making money or seeing that you're being shown progress within 3 months, you're probably better off changing the market. You probably have a bad guru or that style of trading is not for you. Okay. And please don't get caught up about the leverage and about the style. I trade the stock market for one reason. It's black and white. That's all they talk about TV. Okay. When they talk about a company, they talk about what the stock is doing. I don't go out there and be like, okay, let me listen to some guru who says, oh, I could trade the options because I don't care. Listen, it's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. And if you get caught up in Forex or futures, listen, you can make money with them. But like I said, and let me put this in a metaphor. If anyone here owns a business or work for somebody, you know how hard it is to find employees, right? And then you finally think you found someone, you don't know how good they are until they actually work for you. If that person is not making money with you after 3 months, you're going to have to let them go. You know what I mean? You can't keep paying people and they're not producing, even though no matter how nice they are. It's a business. And the definition of business is this, which is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Why are you here? Is it start to make money? Well, no. It's to stop losing it. And that is the almost opposite what everybody teaches. All right. So listen, the winners take care of themselves. It's the losers. It's the bad employees you got to get rid of. That's what you have to focus on. All right. Now, let's talk about some stocks that we traded. Now, today's Tuesday. Now, there's a lot of stocks that are moving today. Did you guys see what happened, fellow traders, what happened with AI? Did you see what happened with MBOT? Okay, going from $1.50 to $4. Did you see what happened with Ocean? That was today, going from $6 up to $9.50. By the way, look at the bottom time zones. 9 a.m. Eastern time in the morning. At 9:30, this thing was already at 7:15. Look where it is, up to 9:50. Look how early in the day it started at. How about HCCH, the one I just showed you earlier? $1.90. Stocks at $2.70. Did you have to trade, Apple? Did you have to trade Tesla? Did you have to go trade, did you have to trade, all these brand name stocks? No, listen, it's all about risk to reward. You are here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to make money. And to make money, you got to learn how to risk the least amount to do it with the most amount of reward. So let's talk about a stock we traded, AI, last week. Okay, you're probably asking, like, how did you know about AI? Oh, I heard about it on TV. No, it doesn't work that way. We don't have a crystal ball, but we all have the same tool. PLTR, Dan, we're going to talk about that one. That was actually, Dan, I have a couple of great slides I'm going to show you on this PowerPoint, and we're going to go to that stock and show you what happened. Because today, Dan, there was something really cool that happened with that trade, and I can't look forward. I'm really looking forward to show it to you. So finding stocks, it's very easy. We just work off the biggest percentage gainers. I don't care about the news. I don't care what's happening. You know what? There are companies that come out with great news, great earnings, but if the volatility and if the street doesn't want to trade it, then you should not be trading it. And we just work off our big percentage gainers. Listen, there are companies, stocks I'm trading. I absolutely have no idea what they do. Call me illiterate. It doesn't matter. What matters to me is if the stock has no volatility, you can't make money with it. Now, all these stocks that we trade, just to let you know, we're live every morning on YouTube. I know a lot of you here probably watch me every morning on social media, but we broadcast everything. We broadcast live every day at 9 a.m. to the general public and 2:30 in the afternoon. And we'll go through this watch list, and you can always backtrack and see what we traded on any of these videos. So please don't forget, subscribe to our channels. Now, why do 90% of traders lose money? Okay, because they don't know how to follow the money. And that is the big, the big thing. It's not some Fibonacci, it's not some MACD, it's not some Bollinger Band, it's about orders. So my question to you, everyone here, is this. Do you have something called Book Viewer? Just give me a yes or no. Does anyone have it? If you don't know what it is, just give me a question mark. Alex, you have it. Bob, you don't. Stan, you don't. Dennis, you don't. Adam, wow, getting a lot of no's. You know what? Actually, I think I could do a poll. How about that? Let me do a poll. Let me launch a poll. Let's see if this way. Just answer the poll. Let's do that without making you guys, I don't want to make it too stressful. Just click on that poll and then we'll share it. Also lets me know who's paying attention or not. All right. All right, listen, we're at 40%. There are literally over 100 people in here. Don't be scared. Listen, if you can't answer this question, you're doing two things. You're not paying attention, or B, you're too busy doing something else and you should quit trading. I'm just telling you right now. Or you're embarrassed to say, and I'll just take it as a no. All right, let me exit the poll. Let me share it. All right, now you could see it. 80% of you don't have it. Okay, only about 10%. All right, so Dan, you use book. That's okay. Same thing. If you have Bookmap, you could say yes. All right. So let me explain to you what this is. Just to remind you, this Thursday I will be at the NASDAQ Center, just like that photograph right there, because NASDAQ has me as an expert to come in there to teach you how to trade on their exchange. Now think about it. Why would NASDAQ want that? Well, maybe because they know 90% of the people fail in trading. Maybe because they know a lot of you are not using the right tools. Let me show you what we're going to look at, and it's going to blow your mind. Now, NASDAQ is basically a negotiated market. You're looking at one big chat room. You're seeing all the buyers around the world and all the sellers around the world. Now, most people go out there and they look at where support levels and they look where resistance level is. We don't do that. You can't have support levels in the past without the buyers in the future. You can't have the sellers, that you see in the past without having those sellers in the future. Sellers make resistance, buyers make support, okay? So basically what you have right here, and let me just X out of this and show you what we got. These are your buyers, these are your sellers, and you're seeing all the orders out there at every single price, the amount of shares they want to buy and at what price. So you're seeing every single order out there of every single person wants to trade GM. Whoever wants to buy for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to put limit orders and buy for less money is down at the bottom. Same thing for the ask. Anyone wants to sell their shares for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their shares for less money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at is a big chat room, a negotiated room. That's all it is. This is how the market started. NASDAQ started, 30, 40 years ago. It's the same thing that has been trading now. So think about this for a second. You could see every order out there of every buyer in the entire market of stock that you're in. Think about that for a second. How much smarter and better trading decisions would you be able to make if you were able to see where all the algorithms are, all the dark pools, all the institutions? This is basically about 70% of the volume that's being run. And just on the NASDAQ, I would say it's about 50% of all the volatility because there are obviously other exchanges out there. Okay. Now, let me clear this out. And hold on a second. Okay. And let's change the slide. Let me go on. Now, let me explain to you how we utilize this. We're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at a stock AI. And you could see AI was at $25 and it came all the way down and it stopped right at $24.50 and then went all the way back to $25.80. Why did it pick a price at $24.50? Why not 25? Why not 23? Why not 20? Why $24.50? Why did it bounce there? It was not because of previous support levels in the past. It was because there was future buyers that made supports. So you could see here in AI, when we look at the NASDAQ book viewer, when we work our way down, we'll notice there are 200 share buyers, 1,000 shares, 100, 1 share, and there's a 33,000 share seller. On the average, that's probably close to maybe 100 times more than any order out there at any given price. We think now, what would you think is going to happen when you're dealing with something where there's over 100 times more of a buyer than in any single price out there in the market? Read between the lines, fellow traders, because that's what happened. It tested that buyer. He wanted to buy it. He's the one that made it go up, not Mr. Fausto, not you, Adam, not Mr. Bill Gates. It was because, not Mr. AI, okay? Artificial intelligence, is because that order was out there. Now, let's look at our resistance levels. Here you have a stock that went from $12.50, went all the way to $13.50, hovered there for 30 minutes, and finally came back down. Did not want to get past $13.50. Why is that? Why would it not go past $13.50? Well, it wasn't because of previous resistance. It was because of the presence of a seller out there of 43,000 shares. Now, looking on the sell side, remember, sellers equal resistance, okay? How has a resistance ever come to fruition? Sellers are out there, not this. And remember, the seller might not be there in the past, but if he's there in the future, that's going to drive the stock down. Think about this for a second. Big seller, a hell of a lot more shares that I'm trading. What's driving it down? Not a MACD, not an RSI, because those are invented by mathematicians, not a Mr. Bollinger Band. It's because of the 43,000 share seller out there. That's it. That's all it is. Now we'll go over a couple of more examples, but let me just ask everyone a question. Did I lose anybody yet? Is everyone following along? Just give me a yes or no. Didn't lose you, Adam. Okay. Stan, you following? Natish, you following along? Bill? Joan? Now, just out of curiosity, was that hard? Was that confusing at all? Pretty easy enough, right? Once again, the hardest part I told you is the greed, is the discipline. You know, when you know you're supposed to stay, you're like, you got to hit. Let me tell you a stupid question. Anybody here play blackjack? Anybody? I mean, I don't know if anyone's a gambler here, but I don't really gamble, but I just came back from Vegas. We had a trade show there. So I sat down, I played blackjack. Okay. Adam, you do? Don, you do? Okay. Let me ask you a dumb question. Do you hit on 20? Do you hit when you have two face cards? No. Well, you know what? I had a girl that sat next to me and did that. And you know what I ended up doing? I got off the table. I'm like, that girl's going to lose all her money. And you know what? Not only she lost her money, she lost my money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that is the common sense. You got to get to 21. If you go over 21, you bust and you lose your money. Why would you hit at 20? Right? And it's just whatever. As simple as that is as simple as just following the orders. Now, let's go over a couple of more examples. Let's look at this stock right here. This stock is trending down, right? FRC. FRC, I don't know if everybody remembers, that's one of those bank stocks from California. We all know what happened. Stock was trading at $14, okay? Stock is trending down. Where do we buy it? I mean, where are support levels? Can anybody tell me? Well, we know where it is now. It's at 0. People are like, how much lower could these stocks go? Well, how do we find support levels? We need buyers. Remember, there's always someone out there covering a short, whatever it is. So you need to have a game plan. And the game plan is, where are the buyers? And when you look over here, you got 17 orders around the world that make up 55,000 shares at $13.80. Guess what? That's what drives the stock up. Because guess what? It came all the way down there at 10:30 and never went lower than that. Not for an hour, not for 2 hours. And, and listen, if you were able to buy it at $13.80 and get out at $14.50, you make yourself, what is that? 80 cents? 80 cents on 1,000 shares is $800. That's a really nice $100,000 salary right there. I don't think anyone's complaining. Let's look at the stock Oscar. Stock's going up $5 up to $6.60. Okay. You ever make money and the stock's going up? What is your game plan? Your game plan is you always want to take the profit. You're always looking for a profit. Where is the profit? Where do we get out here? How do we know where to get out, everyone? What do you do? What do we need to do? Exactly, Mike and John. You need to know where the sellers are, not previous resistance. Well, when we look at NASDAQ Book Viewer, guess what? We work our way down with all these sellers, and we see like a couple of thousand, 6,000. But when we get down to 687, we got 17,000, 54,000. You add that up, 7.5, right around that 682 to 685. You're talking 6, 7, 8. You're talking almost like 90,000 shares, okay, looking to be sold when you add that all together. I don't know. What do you think's going to happen? So what are you going to do? You're like, oh, Oscar, I know that I own the healthcare. Stock is doing great, good earnings. Okay, that's great. But who are you to dictate it's going to continue to go higher? Follow the street. There's always someone taking a profit. Always. Remember, let me tell you something that my mentors always taught me. They said, Fausto, when I first got started, they say, once you think you know something about the market, you're going to blow up your account and you're going to lose everything. And I'm like, how is that possible? I passed my 7, my 63, my life. It doesn't matter what Fausto thinks. It doesn't matter what you think, Dennis, or you, Joan, or you, Michael, or you, Adam, and everyone else doesn't want to answer. It's what they think. Because you got to get through those big sellers first. You think you want to take that gamble? You want to sit next to somebody that's showing 20 and is going to hit? Because if that's the case, that's why 90% of the people blow up their accounts, because they're too focused on the past, not focusing on the future. And that is what we call iceberg orders, ladies and gentlemen. You probably hear that word maybe more and more often, but I actually invented that word. If you want to know where it came from, I started it. I came up with that word watching the movie The Titanic. I even made a little video on it. But we all probably know the story about the Titanic. Sad story. All these people died because it wasn't was on top of the water. It was what's on the bottom of the water. They thought that they were pretty far away from that iceberg, but it's not. And everyone out there is always looking at the top. They're not looking at the depth on the bottom, and that's why they're blowing up their account. So you have to understand something. We don't control the market, but we don't want the market control you. And that's the difference, because that's when you trade without the right tools like Total View and trading with it. Now, I'm not going to go out there. I don't want to tell you where to get it and buy it. I'll be happy to, but I would rather invite you into the trading room so you could see it live and then make it even more interesting. And now a reason to why you got to get it. You understand? Listen, I don't work for these exchanges. They don't pay me. I don't make a commission on it. I don't make a VIG on it. For some of you think that. I'm only doing this from the goodness of my heart, because I hate seeing 90% failure rate. First of all, it doesn't look good for the industry. And this is the reason why they keep discouraging people, and brokerage firms. They say, well, we got to get these people out of the business. We got to make sure that they keep sending us money. You think Morgan Stanley likes me being here telling you this, that I tell you how to play their game? Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, 70% of the profit is done in trading. You think they want you to know how to follow what they're doing? How do I know that? Because some of them live in my own town. There's some of them. And by the way, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to throw an additional bonus on that QR code. I am going to give you my book, where How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game, the #1 bestseller. So I'm going to expose it. I'm going to expose the facts so you could see what they do, because that's what trading is. Now let's get back to the fake orders. People always ask me, how do you know these are fake orders? Well, let me tell you something. If you think level 3 or NASDAQ book viewer is great, wait till I show you level 4. Because here you are looking at a chart and you're seeing, I don't know why the stock's having a tough time breaking 57.70, but I'm going to show you on a heat map where now we're going to integrate orders on a chart. So let's look at, for example, AT&T, right? By the way, this works on every stock. AT&T had a big run up right at the gate at 930 from 1780 up to 1830, and it came back down. Now, why did it come down? Well, there's only one explanation. There obviously must be a big seller out there. And if you look over here at 930 and the stock had a good spike order, all of a sudden you could see this red line came in right a little bit after 935. And it was at 1830, a 70,000 share seller. Now understand something. He wasn't there earlier at 930, but he ended up showing up a little bit later. Once it got close to him, he's like, oh, we got demand. But you have to understand something. The only way they can get out of a stock is to make this illusion that, that you think it's going up. Remember, the way they get out of a trade is they sell into demand, where most of you are buying into demand. They got to make that demand to help them get out of it. And when you're selling it, they know where to buy it. And that's what you're learning right now. You need to know where they are and where the game plan is. Like here's Carvana. Carvana's coming down from 1224. And you'll notice right here in the bottom, there's a red line, and this trader's been out there for about 20 minutes at 1180 for about 42,000 shares. Look what happened when it came right up to him. It came right to that 40,000 shares, hit him, and went right back up to 1290. And now you could see him right there. So right here, the COB, that's basically like the NASDAQ book viewer, total view. And now you're just seeing it on a heat map. So for everybody, and this is one of the people that get discouraged. You're like, oh, the numbers, they move so fast. That's okay. We have a charting system that also, it puts it on there. And we have it where it will highlight where the predominant orders are. But You know what? When you think about it, you look at these orders, yeah, you see a big order out there, but that red line looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Let's look at this one. Let's look at AI, PLTR. Look at all these sellers in PLTR. 120,000, 140,000, 250,000. All right. Look at the stock, all these orders. Looking at PLTR, look what happened to PLTR. Shot up from $9.50 all the way to $10, right? Look what happens when we get to $10. On the chart, you don't see it. But over here, we see it as a 352,000 share seller. Now, let's think about this for a second. I'm going to ask everybody an honest question. Oops, hold on a second. PLTR. Do you see 350,000 share sellers on stocks that you trade in? Right? Do you see that? Think about how much smarter and better trading decisions if you're able to see where those orders are. All right? Now, let me move on. What happened to PLTR? It hit it, came down, and it busted right through. It went past the $10. Let's think about this for a second. Why did it go past 10 when we just noticed that there was a 350,000 share seller out there? Does anyone have any idea? Why did it get past 10? Buyers, right, Joan? Okay. Anyone else? Because you're right. That buyer must have did one of two things must have happened. He could cancel his order, or someone must have bought it. So how do you see that? You can't see that on the chart. There are these things that are called time and sales, which a lot of you neglected using. You know, it's all these little tools that we use when it comes to trading, and that's what actually drives these stocks up. Because look right here, there's that big seller at 10. You see a big volume bar? He got executed and it went higher. Now, let's go hop over and look where PLTR is today. How about we do that? PLTR, where are we? There you are. PLTR, remember that $10 price range? Let me zoom in over here for you a little bit better, okay? Let me show you where we're at. So that, when I showed you that slide, when I took it, was right here. That was the $10. See that resistance? That's why it went up and came back down. It went up and came back down. Now, that was a major resistance level, but look where it happened. Now we're almost at 1350. Why did it go up? Well, we know that there was a big resistance there. Even though you might think that you see it in the past has to be indicative of the future, and that future order was there, okay? But now when you look at it, look where the stock is today. Stock broke out. And not only did it break out, but you could see it right here, it went up. And actually, I want to show you something even more cool. Check this out, okay? Here's the level 4. Right here, if you look right here, there was literally, right here was about a 250,000 share seller. See that right there? And he was out there at 9:30 this morning. The stock went from 1250 all the way to 13, and it took about a good 20 minutes, hit 13, came back down. That seller got executed. And then sure enough, there was no more seller out there. But the buyers started showing up around 1280. It tested it. Listen, seller wasn't there, and look what happened. Finally, it went out. There was nothing to resist it, and that's why the stock went all the way up to about 1350. Okay, now you do the math. $13 minus 1350 in a matter of 30 minutes is 50 cents on 1,000 shares is $500. It's $100,000 a year salary. Okay, who doesn't want that job? Now, we've got a couple of more here we're going to show you. So there's PLTR. All right, PACW. Stock goes to resistance and comes straight down. Why did it hit a resistance and came back down? Well, look what ended up happening right here. In pre-market, there was a big seller out there at 8. Then when the market opened up, look at this seller out there, 147,000, 273,000. So here's a stock that's up on the day, but now all of a sudden it decides to go down. And not only that, but you see those other red lines right there? That means you see those little red balls? That buyer got executed. And look what ended up happening. Now, all of a sudden, you go from 750, now you're down to 620, and you're sitting there crying like, what the hell is going on? Why is the stock going down on me? What? That's not what the newsletter I said that I subscribed to. You know, it wasn't that indicator that was, why is it going down? Even though it might still think it's up, why is it going down? Because this seller out there is selling it and he's pushing it down. And guess what? And if you don't see that, you can go from taking a loss to be a big loss, because this thing in a matter of an hour went from 750 and now it's down to 6. And that is a pretty substantial loss. I don't think you guys want to be there. Let's do one more. Okay. Tito's. Okay. Here's a stock we were trading and had a nice little push, went from $4, started going up. But you'll notice this buyer showed up at 9:30 in the morning at $5 for 190,000 shares. I don't know, $4. I think $5 is a dollar move. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Well, look what happened right here in Tito's. Not only was there a seller out there, but there was another seller at 250,000 shares at 480. So this is what I want to talk about, breakouts. Okay. That seller got executed, which we knew was resistance. That's okay. We could always buy it back. But that seller out there that was there earlier for 250,000 shares, you see how the color got lighter? He basically decided, well, maybe I'm backing off. I saw that seller get done. Maybe I don't want to sell the 250,000. Maybe I want to sell 100. Oh, turn yellow, so the color's getting lighter. Maybe I'll just sell 50. Guess what? He got executed. And guess what happened? The stock went higher. So for some of you here that want to find out breakouts and want to know, how does the stock break resistance levels? Well, because maybe you didn't know that there was a big seller out there and he was getting executed. That's called a breakout. Now, let me ask everyone last question. Did I confuse anyone yet? Did I confuse anyone? Good. Perfect. You see, is trading really that hard? You don't, like I said, let me repeat it. What's the hardest part about trading? The greed. The person that doesn't know what they're doing and they hit on with 2 face cards on blackjack, okay, and hurts everyone else. That's not what you want to be. You don't want to be part of the 90% failure rate. So this is what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to do everyone a favor here. Let's stop the bleeding. Let's go out there and really learn how to do this the right way. I want to invite all of you to see this live, okay? And you know, I know a lot of you here probably, some of you are probably watching recording right now because you can't be here live. But for the ones that are here, listen, you can't be self-taught. Stop being ignorant. All right. Some of us are parents. All right. Do you think the kid learned on his own, or you had to teach him as you went along? Do you think your child learned how to ride a bicycle on his own? You know how hard it was to teach him how to ride a bike? You know how hard it was to teach him how to drive a car, how scary that is? Okay, you shouldn't say, oh, you got your license? Here's the keys. No, go help yourself. Okay, you just probably gave the kid to his coffin. All right, you can't. Trading's the same way. It's not that difficult. Just think about it. You were here for less than 30 minutes, right? Look how much you learned in 30 minutes. How much you've learned that just shows you that you've been trading blind this whole time. And like I told you, don't be upset that maybe you took some classes from someone else and spent thousands of dollars, okay? Because remember, you could probably still use some of that technology that they taught you, but let's get down to the basics. Let's learn about buyers and sellers. So what I'm looking at, and this is the reason why CyberTrade University has been endorsed by some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry. And I could almost guarantee you this, no matter who you took a class with, nobody will ever be able to do what I'm showing you right now. Okay, these brokerage firms, you can do all the homework you want. Do you know they do background checks on us? Do you know they do credit checks on us? You can't do a credit check on it, but they do. You think they would endorse us and have us go on their show and represent them if we're teaching people how to lose money? That's why we've been in business for 30 years. You could probably, I can almost guarantee you and tell you, you will never see somebody that has a 5-star rating on Google in 30 years. Okay, actually, some people don't even show you ratings because it's so bad. But like I said, I'm not here to knock everyone. Let's try to make a negative into a positive. Let's try to make this as a career thing. Okay. So what I want to do is this. I want to invite all of you into my professional trading room that's going to be online. You're going to do this at the luxury of your home. You could do this at your will. You could be there when you want to be there. It's not a full-time job. It's a part-time job. But I want to invite you not to judge us on our winners. I want you to judge us on our losers, because it's those losers is what everyone has a problem with. So how can we learn more? All right. Does everyone have their cell phone with them? If you have one with you, okay, does everybody have it? This is what I want to do. I want to invite all of you in my trading room, and you got a QR code up there. Just turn on the camera, and you could scan that QR code, and for $9, or you could just click on that link right there we just posted up in the chat room, I will let you in my trading room for 1 whole week. Now, you're probably looking at this a couple of reasons. First of all, you probably say, why is it so cheap? First of all, listen, I don't need your $9. Okay, honestly, I could let you in there for free. But I always find that unless you don't have no skin in the game, you know what? You're probably not going to take it seriously. I've done this for free, and you know what? It's not worth my time or your time. So if you want to learn more of how we find these stocks, pre-market, all that stuff, get your phone or click on that link and get registered right now. Because think about where you were less than 40 minutes ago, where you are today. Because any one of those stocks that we traded, you could have made a hell of a lot more than going out there and doing it on your own. Now, let me tell you what you're going to get. Okay, these are the bonuses you're going to get. So you're going to get access to the trading room, okay, for 1 whole week. All right. We start at 9:45 and we run till 5 o'clock. You don't got to be there all day. You could be there in the morning. You could be there in the afternoon. You could be in the middle of the day. It's not a full time, but you got to be there, because you're gonna, once you start to see what's going on, especially at those volatile times, you're going to be quite excited. Next, what I'm going to give you all, I'm going to give you 3 pro workshops. I'm going to teach you how to get level 3 access, how to use it, what is level 4, how to find these stocks. I'm going to show you all these tools. I want to give you nice, quick, short videos on those. Why? Because you know what? You'd rather be prepared what you're getting yourself involved in and know how to do that. I am also going to give you 100 hours of our workshop, which is called Traders Talk. Listen, you might watch them. I don't know. But you know what? There's some great content there where we review other traders. We go over their journals, because the way you learn is from other people making mistakes. Remember, we don't like talking about winners. Winners are like, okay, big deal. Everybody likes to talk about winners. No one likes to talk about losers. It's the losers you have to learn from. And I'm also going to give you my book. Now, you can go to Amazon. You could buy it for $47, okay? Or I can give it to you for free right here. I'll make more money if you buy my book, okay? But for 47, for free, I'll give it to you. How to Beat Market Makers at Own Game. It's the #1 bestseller. Actually, Wiley, one of the most prestigious publishing companies, came to me and says, Fausto, please, we need you to write a day trading book. There hasn't been one since the Souls Bandits is good. So I wrote a book. I'm going to give it to you for free. Okay. All of this for $9. Now, 2 more things I'm going to throw as a bonus. If you register right now, for the first 20 people, I will actually give you a coaching class. Now, this is where people get pretty freaked out. They're like, I spent thousands of dollars. I have never spoken to the owner. I have never spoken. They just gave me a couple of videos and not even a phone number to call. We're really big when it comes to customer service. If you listen, you're here to interview me. Once you come into the trading room, now you're going to do your due diligence. And then we're going to have a conversation to see if you're a good fit or not. Okay. And I'll let you know if you're really a good fit for us or not. But you're going to probably figure it out on your own anyway. All right. And the last bonus I'm going to give you is this. A lot of bonuses, right? If you're not happy, I'll give you $9 back. Listen, I don't need your $9. Okay. I don't need it. But if you feel like we wasted your time, just say, you know what, I just want a refund. I'll give you $9. Don't worry about it. We're not going to make over hoops, whatever it is. I don't need the disputes. It costs me more money disputing it. You know what I mean? So don't waste your time or my time. But if you're serious and you want to, maybe you're retired, maybe you're, looking to get, you just got laid off, due to COVID, or maybe you want to look for a new career, or maybe things just not working out for you. Take the $9, make an investment, and let's go and do it. And let me show you how it works. Now, as you register, just really quick, just let everybody know that all of you, there's going to be a little questionnaire. Tell us about yourself. Do you have, because the more you help us, the more we can help you. Like, who trained you? Do you have level 3? Who's your broker? How much you're trading with? And how long you've been doing it for? Just a couple of simple questions. Nothing personal. Just lets us know, us to do our due diligence with you so we could advise you. Because every one of you are going to be talking to one of my education advisors. We will not let you in the room until you talk to them, because we want you to have the best experience possible to get involved. All right. Now, with that said, as you guys are, as we're here waiting, I guess you could hear the emails dinging away. A couple of quick little shout outs. All right. First of all, I can see John just registered. Welcome aboard. Look forward to teaching you. Joan, I can see you registered. Welcome aboard. Mike, thank you very much, from Chicago. Welcome aboard. Look forward to teaching you. Now, does anyone have any questions? Mike has a question. How much does level 3 cost? Michael, $9. Okay. Don't worry about anything else than $9. Okay. Listen, let me tell you what it cost when I got started. When I was 22 years old, 30 years ago, for me to get this data was $1,000 a month. $1,000. It's costing you $9. Imagine going into the business and I'm telling you all, oh, you like what I taught you? Great. Thank you very much. $1,000 a month. I could almost guarantee maybe 99% of you won't even move forward. And that's why a lot of people failed back then, because a lot of people didn't want to make that investment. But I was an entrepreneur and I'm like, wow, I saw the opportunity. I'm like, because my mentor said, hey, listen, you want to make the 6 figures doing this, 7 figures? Listen, you can't open a restaurant while paying rent unless you want to buy the building. You know what I mean? You can't, there's no free cars out there. You want to run a family? You want to take public transportation? Maybe in the city, but not in the suburbs. Everything costs money. To understand something very important. Nothing is free in this world. Okay. And if anyone gives you anything free, do yourself a favor, run as far as you can, because that's all it's worth. What you do want is a good deal. That's what you want. But for $9, for me to show you how to find these stocks, I will guarantee you that if I can't show you a stock that's up 50%, a minimum on a stock, okay, I'll give you money back. I don't need it. But people can't even make, 5%, 10% a day. How many of you here say you're losing money? Okay, let's stop losing. Let's start playing the game, and let's start taking this seriously. Couple of people. Bob Treen just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Larry D just got your registration. Thank you very much. Appreciate the vote of confidence. All right. Any questions? Fausto, I just got back from a doctor's appointment. Missed most of your webinar. Any suggestions? Yes, Carlos. So anyway, it is recorded. We will send you the recording and you'll be able to watch it. But you know what, Carlos? I'm giving away 20 seats where you can get a personal coaching class with me. So you know what? Pay the $9. Think of it as a deductible on your doctor's appointment, which is probably more than that. And then, like I said, we'll if you want to give your money back, don't worry about it. All right. Larry Otts just got your registration. Wow, a couple of Larrys here. I didn't realize no mics have registered yet, which I'm kind of shocked. There's a lot of mics. All right. Any other questions? Thanks. Grazie to you. So thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate it. You're more than welcome. Thanks for coming. Carlos, you want that? Well, listen, like I told you, if you want to know how to follow these big orders, listen, look at all these stocks, PLTR, right out of the gate. Thing ran from like 12, went over 1350. How is that even possible? Right? HTCH, this thing ran from $2 up to almost $3.50 in an hour. How is that even possible? You know what I mean? Like, you look at these stocks, you're like, Ocean, there's another big runner. They went from 650 all the way to 12. This stock in one day, we traded it. It ran from 6 to 26. How is that even possible? I'll show you. You just got to know how to play the game. You got to know how to follow the money. So once again, take your phone or click on that hyperlink and we'll get you registered. No problems, Sander. Appreciate it. Which, by the way, I didn't see you register yet. Okay. So you want to learn more? You really appreciate it? Let me do you a favor. A lot of you here trading live. Stop worrying about, I spent so much money. I got to make this work. No, you don't. We make bad investments all the time. We just learn not to make the same stupid mistake twice, right? A lot of you probably scared to be like, I tried this, it didn't work out. Well, I didn't teach you, okay? You're now going to be stepping in, in the realm of a 12-time champion. And believe it or not, I've been a 25-time champion in the Traders Expo, but half the people didn't show up because they're scared. God forbid they lose, doesn't look good for them. But you know what? Go out there and you'll see what it's all about. Instead of worrying about all these crazy indicators and worrying about brokerage firm account. Like one person just asked me, do I need a brokerage account? No, that's the least of your problems. Don't worry about a brokerage account. You want to blow up your account? You're not here supposed to trade. You're supposed to see if it's for you or not. Because remember, day trading is what trickles into a swing trade, which trickles into an option trade. You guys are doing things backwards. It's what happens over the course of the day, which trickles into everything else. That's what makes things worse. Adam just got your registration. White Oak got your registration. Indanka just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Daniel, by the way, you can see all the people registering right here. These are all the names. Look, everyone registering. Thank you very much. There's Anka, there's Adam, there's Larry, there's Bob, there's the other Larry. Keep going. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Congratulations. Got you registered. We're almost out of the 20, by the way. Silver has a question. Thank you, Fausto. I always enjoy listening and watching your webinars. Well, thank you very much, Silver. I really, it's very nice of you to say that. By the way, we'll just copy and paste that. I really like your comment on that. Thank you. Listen, I got better things to do than to be here. But you know what? I feel like I have to give back, some of the, my success, just like a professor at college. Like, well, what? Like people always ask me, if you're such a good trader, why you teach? Okay. Well, I'm only as good as the people I surround myself with that I trade with. And you might be that person. You know what I mean? So, and I'm always looking to train people to be successful at it and hear those stories because there's too many people losing money. And there are too many people out there that are, that are going after and bashing people like, why would you do this? It's a failure. And I know it is. But the reason for it is because people do it on their own. Listen, when I started, you had to get licensed to do it. And that also discouraged people. You don't have to do it anymore. Ask me if I think people should get licensed. You know what? You're trading your money, so they can't do that. But when back then, we had to. Another person, Diana Hayes, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much. All right. Any other questions? Thank you. Always educational. Eugene, you're more than welcome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that from Eugene. Guys, we got about another minute or so. I got to go. I got to get ready for the market, trade in the afternoon. Any last minute questions? Listen, before we go, one last thing I want to leave some people off with. Listen, I know there's some of you not going to register. Maybe you feel uncomfortable, don't feel ready. I get it. Listen, but let me just tell you, if you think education's expensive, try ignorance. And if it's not me, go out there and learn from somebody, okay? But don't go out there and think you can learn on your own. Listen, books don't talk back to you. YouTube doesn't talk back to you. People always ask me, there's some great videos out there. Yeah, but you know what? That's good. But at the end of the day, you didn't go watch a video and then do surgery. You wanted to talk to the doctor. The doctor needed to talk to you. Don't stop pretending to be something you're not. You know what I mean? You like this career, the opportunity is there, but let's see if it's for you before you do it heavily, because you can and will blow up your account. But let's start with the $9 first, and then we'll go from there. So with that said, for the ones that are registered, just please keep in mind, you are all going to get a phone call from an education advisor. You're probably going to get called today because we waste no time at all. You're going to have to book a walkthrough. The education advisor is going to show you what to expect, what's in the trading room. We're not going to sell you anything. We just want you to have the greatest experience as possible. They're going to make an appointment with you if you're one of the lucky ones with me. We'll schedule probably something in another couple of days. You know, to get the feel. You got to be in there for at least 1 or 2 days minimum, and then we'll have that discussion then. All right. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, everyone. Sandro just got your registration. Thank you very much. Finally got a mic in here. Got registered. Thank you very much. And with that said, I look forward to seeing you all in the trading room. And if not, future training class that we have. So if you're not ready now, you know, feel free to just subscribe to our channel, watch us on YouTube, watch us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. You know, listen, maybe it's not the right time for you, but when it is, just sit there and go out there and do it. Because believe me, if you don't register now, you're going to eventually sooner or later. So look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy trading and good luck. I'll see all of you in the